AC source across a resistor, then we have an inductor and a capacitor. So we will discuss these three today. Right, so first I will take the case of an AC source across a resistor. AC source across a resistor. Now we all know what is an AC source. It is nothing but a sinusoidal signal. So I will take a sinusoidal source over here and I will connect a resistor across it simply. Definitely when it will be a closed path, some current will flow through it. I will name that current, which is also time varying. So it will be I of t, and this voltage, if I assume V of t, which is a very simple sinusoidal equation, represented as Vm sine omega t, and this will be my R, then I will say that I of t, which is the current flowing in this circuit closed path, is nothing but equal to V of t by R, or simply you can write it as Vm by capital R, that which is the resistance, sine of omega t, and I can write it further as I of t is equal to Vm by R can be written as Im, so it will be again represented in the form of sinusoidal signal, that is Im sine omega t. So this is the representation which I will use to represent my voltage and current when there is a AC source and the current is flowing through a resistor R. Right? Now if I have to find the power over here, what is the formula of power? Power is given by product of voltage and current. So P of t will be equal to V of t into I of t. This is a simple formula we all know. So we can write here as V of t as Vm sine of omega t. I of t can be written as Im sine omega t, or you can write it as combinedly as Vm into Im by 2 sine into cos sine square omega t can be written as 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. 2 is adjusted here, so I will write here only 1 minus cos 2 omega t. So this is how I will write my power formula. So it means across a resistor R, I can find the value of the when there is a value of the voltage Vt at Vm sine omega t, I can find I of t as Vm by R sine omega t, where I can write here as Im is nothing but equal to Vm by R. Right? Now whatever the voltage that we have find here, it is the instantaneous voltage, because I am calculating it at a particular instant of time. So I will call this voltage as instantaneous voltage. Instantaneous voltage. Now instantaneous voltage is a particular voltage which is present at a particular instant of time, but we mostly use average voltage in the case of our AC signal. So next I will take the case of an average voltage. So average voltage is given by, if I take the sinusoidal signals, if I draw my sinusoidal signals over here, if I take this my voltage signal, black color, this is my voltage signal, which is a simple one, Vm sine omega t, right? This is Vt signal, V of t. Now as I said that I of t will be equal to Vt by R, it means some value of the resistance will be there in the denominator. Definitely the value of the current over here will be small in comparison to the voltage. So the next waveform that I will draw will be small in the amplitude in comparison to this amplitude or the maximum amplitude of this Vt signal, which is also sinusoidal. It means whatever the waveform which is there in the case of voltage will be same as in the case of the current. So I will find my current to be small in amplitude but following the same wave. So this will be my I of t. So I can write here, this is my I of t, and this is what I have drawn, V of t. Now third case is to find the power. Power, as I said, is nothing but the product of voltage and the current. It means in the first half cycle, if I see both are positive, then definitely its product will be greater than the both values of v of t and I of t, so it will be like this. And in the second half cycle both are negative, so product will be again positive, because negative into negative will become positive, so it will be like this. So this waveform is of my power. So you can find here that although your voltage and current are moving in the second cycle in the negative values, but your power is still remaining in the positive. So it means when we have to find the power or the average value, we will take this complete cycle, that is from 0 to 2 pi. It is pi, for example, it is 2 pi. So my average value will be considered, I will write here my average value to be considered from 0 to 2 pi. Area under the curve will be calculated as by simply multiplying your voltage into IT, V of t into I of t, d of omega t, and that base of that signal will be 2 pi. You know the formula of the average value, so that is what I have done here. So from here I will come to a conclusion that it will be equal to, if I substitute the values, it will come out to be equal to Vm into Im by 2, and I can write it as further as Vm by root of 2 into Im by root of 2. And if you remember, this Vm by root 2 is nothing but the RMS value in the case of sinusoidal signal. Similarly, Im by root 2 is the RMS value, so I can write it as Vrms into Irms. So from here I can say that the average power in the case of a resistor only, or as AC source across a resistor, will be equal to the product of the RMS values of the voltage over here. This is a sinusoidal signal, so definitely there will be some RMS value over here. That RMS value is equal to the maximum value Vm by root 2, and this IT will also have an RMS value, will be noted as Irms. So this Irms values of both voltage and current will give me the power. Is it clear to you now? So this is how what we have done in the case of a very basic case where there is an AC source across only a resistor. Now in your syllabus we have vector and the phasor diagrams. So what is this vector and phasor diagrams? So I will take that case also. So if I take a vector diagram, now this vector diagram is nothing but a multi-dimensional quantity. It is multi-dimensional quantity which is having two things. One is the magnitude and other is the direction. Having magnitude and second is the direction. It means if I have to draw the vector diagram in the case of my AC source across a resistor where I am having two values I and V, so I can denote this with the help of a magnitude and a direction. So if I draw the voltage, so this is my voltage V, which is in a particular direction. You can see here I have taken this angle over here equal to 0 because it is along the x-axis. So this is my V, I always take this my reference, and current is also having the same phase. As you can see, both are at the sine omega t. It means the phase difference between these two is 0. So definitely the current will be here, but the direction of the current is same, but the magnitude will be small, because we know that I of t is equal to, we have seen here that I of t is nothing but equal to Vt by R. It means it is being divided by the value R. So definitely when I will draw the vector diagram of my current, it will be small in the magnitude. So this is my vector diagram in the case of AC source across a resistor. Second, we have a phasor diagram. Now this phasor diagram is almost similar to a vector diagram, but phasor diagram is a two-dimensional quantity. It is a two-dimensional quantity. And we can say that it is indicated along x and y axis. along x and y axis. So if you see here, this is also, you can say it is a phasor diagram, because over here if I am drawing these things in the 2D format or in the screen, it will look almost similar. So we can say that vector diagram is a multi-dimensional quantity, whereas phasor diagram is a two-dimensional quantity, where vector diagram is showing us the magnitude and the direction, so which is seen here with the help of the arrows. This arrow shows us the magnitude and the direction is given here. Both are having the same direction, which their phase difference is 0 over here. Their phase difference is equal to 0. So this is the very basic one. Now next, if I take a case of an inductor, then I will secondly take the case of AC source across inductor. Now what is going to happen? Again I will take a sinusoidal source and an inductor will be connected across it. Right. Let me take the same voltage. Vt is equal to Vm sine omega t, and when there will be closed path, the current will flow through it. I will name it as IT. This is the inductor. Now we know that in the case of inductor, voltage is given by the formula V is equal to L di by dt. Now what is the value of I of t over here? Let me take it as Im sine omega t. I don't know what is the relation between Im and Vm over here, but still I am taking it Im sine omega t. Now if you look here, the voltage which will be developed across this inductor, now I will name this voltage as V of L, which will be same as per this Vt because they are connected in parallel, but still I have used here VL term. So this VL is nothing but the voltage VL is equal to L di by dt, or I can write it as L d by dt of I. What is I of t over here? It is Im sine omega t. So I will write here Im sine omega t. Now if I solve it, I will get this equal to derivative of Im sine omega t will be equal to, it is omega L Im. Sine omega t will be shifted with 90 degrees, so I will write here sine omega, okay, I will write simply cos omega t will be cos omega t, right? Or you can further write it as omega L Im. I can write cos omega t as sine of omega t plus 90 degree. Why I am doing this, I will tell you. And I will say this omega L is nothing but equal to XL. Then I will say this V, which is equal to VL over here. VL is equal to V. Both are the same voltages. As I said, they are connected in parallel. So this V will be equal to Vm sine of omega t plus of 90 degree. Now what is this Vm? Okay, I have skipped one thing, Vm. If I look here, this omega L has been changed with the value XL, and XL into Im has now become Vm. So from here I can say that Vm is equal to Im into XL. So this is a small conclusion we can say. And if I draw these sinusoidal signals, we will find the difference in comparison to the previous one. If I take my sinusoidal signal voltage as my constant, or in this case I will take current as constant. Current को ले लेते हैं, Im sin omega t को ले लेते हैं. It will be easy first to draw it. So if this is my Im sin omega t, then I said my V voltage is equal to Vm sin omega t plus 90 degree. It means there will be phase shifted by 90 degree, and I have discussed this thing that when we have a phase shifted by 90 degree plus 90 degree, it means whatever the values that are there at omega t equal to 0 will be now available at after 90 degree. It means now my signal will, you can say signal will start in advance, it means वो पहले ही आ जाएगा, then I can say that my voltage Vm which is multiplication of Im into XL, तो मैं इसको थोड़ा सा वैल्यू को बढ़ा देता हूँ यहाँ पे, so it will start from here and it will go like this and so this will be my now Vt, and previous one was I of t, because look here, I have taken my Im sin omega t signal and I said the voltage across an inductor is equal to L di by dt. When I take derivative, I came to here conclusion that sine is shifted, or you can say plus 90 degree phase shift is there. So due to that plus phase shift 90 degree, my signal whatever was there at 90 degree earlier now is at 180 degree. So if I look here, my 90 degree value, this was my 90 degree, because if I use here the value 0 pi, it is definitely pi by 2. So if I by 2 is at pi by 2 is 90 degree one, which is the maximum value, which I will get the same value before 90 degree or plus 90 degree in advance. So I will take this maximum value exactly at 0. Similarly, all these values will be in advance, so I will get this type of waveform. Now third point is to find the value of the power. So again, the power value P of t is equal to V of t into I of t. What is V of t? It is Vm sin omega t, simple notation. I of t is Im sin omega t. And this is what we have calculated in the previous case also, that P of t is equal to Vm into Im by 2 sin 2 omega t. Now look here, when I am going to take the derivative, the average value of this is the instantaneous value. When I am going to take the average value, I will take the complete cycle, that is from 0 to 2 pi. So my formula will be 1 by 2 pi, 0 to 2 pi, Pt d omega t. So now let's try to find this value with these waveforms. These are the two voltage and the currents. I said my power or Pt value will be equal to the product of these two voltages. Now if I look at this part which is up to pi by 2, यहाँ पर आकर के इसको मैं ज़ीरो, यहाँ पे नेगेटिव, यहाँ जैसे कहीं पे बीच में ज़ीरो हो जाएगी ये वैल्यू, सो इट विल बी समवेयर ज़ीरो ओवर हेयर, थोड़ा सा चेंज हो जाएगा इस तरह से, ये नेगेटिव और उसके बाद ये फिर से पॉजिटिव, लाइक दिस. So this is my red color one is my, this is not exact but I have tried to make it more precise जितना मैं कर सकता था. So if we look here, the target over here is to discuss is that in this power, the total power will remain 0 in a cycle. Means whatever the power there is in the first half cycle which is positive will be subtracted from the power in the second half cycle. So when I will calculate this average power, it will come out to be equal to 0. This average power will come out to be equal to 0 volts. And this states that in the positive half cycle of the power, inductor is taking energy from the source, and the negative half cycle of the power, inductor is delivering energy to the source. That's the reason there will be total power equal to 0. So I will write here in the positive half cycle of power, inductor takes energy from source, and in negative half cycle or in the second half cycle, इंडक्टर, इसको हम साइकिल ऑफ पावर बोलेंगे, पावर का साइकिल डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, दिस रेड कलर वन. द इंडक्टर delivers energy to the source. That's the reason the average power will come out to be equal to 0. Now if I take the case of these vector diagrams, now if I draw these vector diagrams, and I take my current in the x-axis, normally we take voltage, but still I have I will take current over here. The reason is because I am taking I is equal to Im sine omega t, means the phase over here is equal to 0, and I have obtained voltage Vm sine omega t plus 90 degree. It means phase of plus 90 degree. Whenever there is a phase of plus 90 degree, we move in the anti-clockwise direction. It means I will move from here in the anti-clockwise direction to the plus 90 degree, and exactly at plus 90 degree I will draw my voltage. So this will be my vector diagram of my voltage, right? But I said we always prefer voltage in the x-axis and current in the y-axis. So it means now I have to shift it in such a way that voltage will come in the x-axis. So if I want my voltage to be in the x-axis, as per this diagram I can say that voltage is leading the current by 90 degree. It means if in this scenario also voltage has to lead, can I say my current will lag the voltage by 90 degree? And this angle is of 90 degree. So these are the two vector diagrams in the case of my inductor, where voltage and currents are related by the phase difference of 90 degree, right? Third one is the AC source across a capacitor. It will be exactly opposite to that of the inductor. So AC source across capacitor. So again we will take a sinusoidal signal over here. Capacitor will be connected across it. The value of current will be I of t, it is V of t equal to Vm sine omega t. Now in this case you will take a voltage, because we have the formula for the current I is equal to C dVc by dt, or simply, okay, I will write here dVc also. It is the Vc is the voltage across the capacitor, which is nothing but the V of t. So dVc by dt, this is the formula. So I will take this voltage because it is easy to take the derivative to find the value of the current. So I will say here that my I will be equal to C d by dt of, what is Vc of t, or simply V of t, it is Vm sine omega t. So I will get here I of t is equal to, you will take the derivative, it will be Vm into C into omega, or I will write simply omega C. Sine omega t will be written in the form of, after taking derivative, can I write it as cos omega t? Now I can write this omega c in the form of 1 by xc, or simply xc is equal to 1 by omega c. So I will get here I of t will be equal to Vm by 1 by omega c, that is nothing but xc, and I can write cos as sine of omega t plus 90 degree. Look here. So in this scenario, what we are getting the current to be in advance by 90 degree, whereas in the case of the inductor we had the voltage in advance to the current by 90 degree. So this is the difference, that in the case of the capacitor we have the current leading the voltage, whereas in the case of the inductor we have voltage leading the current. So if I draw these waveforms, I take this as my voltage now, because this is I have taken this as reference. This is my V of t. I of t is leading it, so definitely it will be like this. I have not considered for the amplitude, kindly look into that also अगर आपको देखना है. And then last one is the power, I of t, and power is nothing but the product of these two. So again I have to think on it, these two are positive, so it will start from here. For example, I will take this value, यहाँ पे पॉजिटिव रहेगा, यहाँ जैसे ये ज़ीरो हो रहा है, इट नेगेटिव हो जाएगा. आई विल अज्यूम यहाँ तक पॉजिटिव आएगा ये, so it will be positive over here, then it is going negative, then it will come positive, and like this. So this will be my PT. Vt, It and Pt. These are the three waveforms I have drawn with respect to time. Right? You can write it as pi. This says green one was 2 pi. So from here again you will say that Pt will be equal to Vm into Im by 2, same formula, sine 2 omega t, sine twice of omega t, and your average power will be obtained from 1 to 2 pi or 0 to 2 pi p of t d omega t, and it will come out to be equal to 0. So average value again in the case of capacitor, only single capacitor, is also 0. It means in this case also the capacitor is taking energy and then delivering energy as the inductor is doing. Inductor was also doing the same thing. In the positive half cycle, inductor was taking energy from the source, and the negative half cycle, inductor was delivering energy. Similarly, in this case also, capacitor is taking energy or storing energy in the positive half cycle of power. This is important. Positive half cycle आपको power का consider करना है, and it is delivering energy in the negative half cycle of power. Now if I look at the vector diagrams of these, now vector diagram, here it will be easy because we always take voltage in the x-axis. So this is voltage, this is my reference signal V, and I came to know from my equation that current is leading the voltage by 90 degree. It means definitely when I said there is leading, so there will be 90 degree phase shift. So if this is 90 degree and I am moving in the anti-clockwise direction because of the leading, so this will be my I. So this is how I will get the vector diagram or the phasor diagram for the case of my capacitor across a resistor, across a AC source. So these are the three, you can say, the basic cases where we have discussed the AC source across a resistor, where there is no phase difference. There is whatever the phase of sign will be voltage will be there, that will be same for the case of the current, that is omega t was remain same over there. We've seen the RMS values of the voltage and the current product is equal to the average value of the power, which is a non-zero value. We have seen this vector diagram. Then we have taken the case of AC source across a resistor. Here we have taken current Im sin omega t, and then we have calculated the value of the voltage, and we obtained that voltage is having a phase difference of 90 degree, or it is plus 90 degree. So I will say that voltage is leading. I will write here voltage is leading current by 90 degree. Right. Then we have seen that average value of the power in the case of your inductor, only inductor, is equal to 0, because in the first half cycle the inductor is consuming energy and in the second half cycle it is delivering energy. So total power is equal to 0. Then we have seen these vector diagrams. We can denote either of these two ways, but we prefer mostly this voltage in the x-axis or as a reference, that is 0 degree, and current is lagging in comparison to the voltage, so we have drawn it towards the downside. Then third case is the AC source across the capacitor. We have taken here the voltage Vt equal to Vm sin omega t, and when we have calculated the current, we got that current is leading here now by 90 degree. So again the power came out to be equal to 0 because of the same concept. Capacitor is also storing the charge in the positive half cycle and it is delivering the charge in the negative half cycle. That's the reason that the batteries which act as a parallel plate capacitors, they got charged when a voltage is applied across them. And this is the vector diagram. We can also draw the vector diagram of this like this. If current is in this direction, then definitely current is leading the voltage, so I can say the voltage is lagging and this angle is of 90 degree. So this is also a vector notation in the case of my capacitor. Any doubts related to it?